want to once again plug my congressman. I am so proud of him. He works so hard. He is so smart. He is so tenacious. He's so effective. He is Homeric in this issue of bringing medicine to our seniors and working families and bringing them in a way where people can afford to pay for them. That's Congressman Rahm Emanuel. And both Congressman Emanuel and I, 2 months ago, announced that Illinois would become the first state in the nation to begin importing safe and affordable prescription medicine from Canada, Ireland, and the United Kingdom. About 3 weeks ago, Congressman Emanuel and I were joined by Governor Jim Doyle of Wisconsin to announce that the more than 5 million people who live in Wisconsin would join the nearly 13 million people who live in Illinois to be able to purchase safe and less expensive prescription drugs from Canada and Ireland and the United Kingdom. Our program is about giving the people of Illinois and Wisconsin access to prescription drugs that are in every way exactly the same as those we use here in the United States, except for one very important difference: the price. The same medicine we buy in the United States and made by exactly the same companies can be purchased in places like England and Scotland and Ireland and Canada, except over there you can buy the same medicine at prices that are 25 to 50% cheaper than over here. Today, thanks to the leadership of Governor Bob Holden of Missouri, the more than 5.5 million people of Missouri will now join the people of Illinois and Wisconsin and have the opportunity to save hundreds and, in many cases, even thousands of dollars each year on the cost of their medicine. That means that now nearly 24 million people will have the opportunity to participate in the iSaveRx program. It means that senior citizens in Missouri, just like senior citizens in Illinois and Wisconsin, who will no longer have to spend the money they don't have in order to afford the medicine that they have to have. Since we launched our program 3 weeks ago, more than 17,000 people have obtained enrollment forms and begun the process of saving money on the cost of their medicine. You can enroll in our program in one of 2 ways. You can call our toll-free number at 1-866-ISAVE-33, or you can visit our website at www.isaverx.net. The sooner you join up, the sooner you will realize savings. Now, I know the FDA doesn't like the idea of giving people access to less expensive medicine. I know the big drug companies especially don't like it. They didn't like it when we began this program. They didn't like it when Wisconsin joined our program, and I'm sure they won't like it today either. But it's wrong. It's wrong when senior citizens in Canada and Ireland, the United Kingdom, and even in France can get the same medicines senior citizens get here, except over there they can save up to 50% on the cost of that medicine. It's just not right, and it begs the central question: whose side are we on? It's clear where Illinois stands. It's clear where Wisconsin stands. And today, thanks to the leadership of Governor Bob Holden, it's clear where Missouri stands. Governor Holden's decision to join our program confirms what we've been saying now for the last several weeks. There's a prairie fire simmering here in the Midwest. It started in Illinois. It spread to Wisconsin, and now it's reached Missouri. And as more and more people see how much money they can save on the same medicines they get here, made by the same companies that make the medicines they get here, that arrive in the same packaging that they get here, this prairie fire will continue to spread across the nation. For the last few weeks, I've been working with others in our administration to take our program around the state. We visited senior centers in every single corner of Illinois, been to cities like Rockford and Decatur. We've been to small towns like Standard, Illinois, and LaSalle County, and Clinton, Illinois, and DeWitt County. We've been to Rock Island twice, to Collinsville, Springfield, Danville, Champaign, Peoria, and Heron. Here in Chicago, we met with senior citizens on the north side of Chicago, the south side, in Humboldt Park, and in Chinatown, where Governor Holden and I had an interpreter, and I hope everything she said was what I said, but I have no idea.
Well, it's in translation.
Good move. We've been to churches. We've met with ministers. We talked to anyone who's interested to listen about this program that can help people save money. And everywhere we go, we hear the same thing that I think Governor Holden hears. all across Missouri that our senior citizens and working people everywhere want access to the medicines they need at prices they can afford. That's why we created this program. It's why states like Missouri and Wisconsin have joined us, and it's why we are going to keep getting the word out and signing people up so that the 24 million people of our 3 states can have the chance to buy the medicines they need at prices that they can afford. And with that, I'd like to ask Governor Holden to step up and say a few words. And again, I want to thank you, Bob, for joining our program, for your leadership, and for your willingness to get out there and fight for the people. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you very, very, very much, Governor Blagojevich. You know, it's a long day after last night. I watched that baseball game all the way through, and I was telling the governor on the way in that my problem is now I've got to wear a Red Sox shirt sometime, but I decided not to do it in Illinois. I'll do it back in Missouri. Congressman Emanuel, it's always good to be with you. It's a pleasure to be here today to authorize Missouri's participation in the iSaveRx prescription drug importation program. As governors, we are all concerned about the high cost of prescription drugs, especially as it affects those on limited income. We've also been alarmed by the federal government's unwillingness to take any meaningful action to deal with this problem. As early as 2001, I was able to pass legislation establishing a program to allow senior citizens to benefit from state-sponsored bulk buys of prescription drugs. That program has been helpful, but it applies only to lower-income seniors. When Governor Blagojevich proposed this option earlier this month, it seemed to me the logical next step for Missouri if we were to provide options for safe and affordable prescription drugs to all of our citizens, that we should proceed and be a partner. Naturally, I wanted to be assured that appropriate safety mechanisms were in place, and my review of the program has assured me that Illinois has devised a system that numerous built-in safety measures are in place so they get the quality and the safety of those drugs. I am confident that the iSaveRx program offers both safety and savings. It relies on pharmacies that have passed vigorous review processes to be a part of it. This program will help Missourians, and I believe it will also help force a change in drug policies in this country. For this reason, I am pleased to announce today that Missouri residents can begin the sign-up process to purchase safe and affordable prescription drugs from Europe and Canada. I applaud the governor of Illinois for his leadership on this. I applaud the governor of Wisconsin for his leadership on this. And Congressman, I applaud your effort and your leadership in Washington, D.C. And I'm delighted that Prairie Fire started in the state of Illinois with this governor, and it's going to spread throughout the entire United States. Thank you, Governor, for your leadership.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Ron. Okay.
I'm going to be real quick. Want to make a couple points. One is, after we passed the prescription drug bill for Medicare, the cost we were told in Congress was it was $395 billion over 10 years. Without a single benefit, the estimates now are close to $600 billion, with not one benefit being distributed to a senior citizen yet. Second, these governors, mayors, the federal government faces the price of prescription drugs this year alone will increase 18%. That's what happened last year, the year before, and what's projected for the next 2 years, each year compounded a growth of, on average, 18%. Now, what we're trying to do here with the issue of reimportation was bring competition and choice to the price